Okay, good evening, everyone. This is the December meeting of the Hall Green South Ward Forum. I have to advise you at the beginning to those participating or listening that the online meeting recording will be available for future record on the Council's YouTube channel, and that you can take photographs or take recordings for all items other than exempt items, but there are no exempt items on today's agenda. Right, the first item on the agenda is a police update from Sergeant Sharma of the Hall Green constituency police team, and he's going to give an update as to the Hall Green neighbourhood police team. Over to you, Councillor Sharma. Sergeant Sharma.
Yes, thank you, Councillor. Hello all. I am Sergeant Sharma. I work at Sparkbrook neighbourhood team, which I think is about a mile away from the Hall Green area. If anyone wants to tell me any issues particularly that I'll try and respond to, I'm more familiar with the Sparkbrook area than I am with the Hall Green area. I'm imagining the issues are very similar in relation to potential parking and litter, but is there anybody got any views in relation to the kind of views that the constituency have about what kind of questions we've got for the police?
Well, a comment rather than a question. I'd just like to put on record my thanks to Sergeant Luke Thomas. Since he's come on, I've been very, very pleased with how he's run the Hall Green Police neighbourhood team. I've had several issues, and you picked on the big ones, parking, particularly on grass verges in Hall Green. Gary knows all about that. And litter, antisocial behaviour, fly tipping, and I think that Sergeant Thomas is doing a magnificent job. So if that could be fed back, I'd be very grateful, and the thanks of myself.
I'll feed that back to him, Councillor. Thank you.
And what Gary and I will be trying to do is to do some self-enforcing measures to protect our grass verges in Hall Green, which I'm going to ask Gary about later, but also to use where we have restrictions in place which are enforced by civil enforcement officers, them to do more active patrolling where we have those grass verge protection. But anything the police can do to help, greatly appreciated. And also in terms of helping the enforcement of the safer school project around Chilcot School, Chilcot Close in Hall Green. It was one of the pilot schools designed to tackle parking at drop-off and collection times, and I think it's really worthwhile. But if the police could pop in from time to time to help the school staff in terms of that school street project, that would be very, very grateful. Gary, anything in terms of the police helping us enforce highways issues that you'd like to add?
It's only the usual speeding ones, which we could extend to the whole of the city rather than just the ward. They're everywhere.
Yes.
But it's where we get particular concerns, those with the police.
Have you got any roads in particular?
I can email you a list I've got, but off the top of my head, there's things like Baldwin's Lane that always comes up.
Okay. So I mean, I can offer my hand out in relation to that. Obviously, I work very closely with Sergeant Luke Thomas. We hand over to each other, and obviously I hand over to him and he hands over to me. So I've got officers that are dropping from my shift effectively, which would mean that they'd be on duty when he is, and they are going to be speed trained. So if you can pick any hotspot locations, I'll ask them to include it in their speed watches.
Coal Valley Road is always a favourite. It's got 2 vehicle activated speed signs along Coal Valley Road, so it's recognised as a speeding cut through. Webb Lane.
Sorry, Councillor. Webb. W-H-I-P.
W-E-B-B.
Sorry.
Whiskey Echo Bravo Bravo, particularly near the junction with Paradise Lane. As Gary has said, Baldwin's Lane, which also has a vehicle activated speed sign, and I mentioned Chilcot School. Chilcot School is nestled in a road triangle of Baldwin, Scribers and Barton Lodge Road.
The activation of the speed signs, Councillor, is there some kind of data in relation to the volume of those activations or frequency or times or anything?
I think Gary might be able to help out on this one.
Not on those ones. Those are the old ones. They've been up for 10 to 15 years or so, those ones. The ones we tend to put in now, we can get data off them with volumes and speeds and stuff.
I just thought you'd give me enough time to deploy, that's all. Yeah.
Unfortunately, those are the old ones that we're lucky they still work. They're so old.
Those are the ones that spring to mind immediately.
So in the absence of any other data, then I'd revolve it around, you mentioned the school, so I'll revolve it around the school's opening and closing times then.
Yeah, the speeding normally happens late at night.
Oh, I see.
Evening, late at night. From my experience, we've had Luke knows this. We've had some boy racers.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'd liaise with Sergeant Thomas and see if I can support in the tactics and strategies you already got in place.
When I met with him over the summer, over the summer, I did give him a list of all the problem roads and where petitions have been submitted to the City Council, which Gary has had to deal with, I'm afraid. Sorry, Gary. Okay. Anything else?
Not from me, Councillor. Not directly in relation to Hall Green. My officers today, coincidentally, are actually in Hall Green due to an incident that occurred there. Is it Paradise Court, I think, on York Road? They're just doing some high visibility patrols in that area. But I can talk to you about that outside the meeting if you wish.
Okay. Did you say Paradise Court?
Yes.
That's on Paradise Lane.
I'm not that familiar with the area, Councillor. I think it's off York Road.
No, York Road is Hall Green North.
Oh, in that case, it's wrong area. I do apologise.
But Paradise Court is definitely on Paradise Lane, so it could be somewhere else.
Is it a new complex?
No.
Okay, it's a different place then.
It's a different place. Okay. Not much happens crime-wise, as far as I'm aware, in Paradise Lane, but it's still apart from speeding, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, Councillor, I haven't got any other meaningful updates in relation to crime data. Obviously, I was going to be guided by what anybody wanted to talk about. I was quite happy to discuss and feedback in later.
I was going to ask, is there an intention to, when the pandemic's over, to start the police tasking meetings again?
Yes, hopefully, Councillor. When obviously once the pandemic is over, everything hopefully we're back to normal. We've got our own COVID policies in all our buildings as well, and some of our PCSOs have got in terms of their approach to certain projects and integrating with schools and things like that. That will change as well and back to normal as quickly as possible, we hope.
Okay, excellent. Well, in which case I will let you get on, Sergeant Sharma. So thank you very much for attending.
Thank you, Councillor. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, item 3, if we move swiftly on, is the waste management update from Michael Chapman. Michael, welcome.
Good evening, Councillor. Good evening, all.
No, please give us the update.
Okay, well, we've got additional resources now on street cleansing, where we've got additional dumping crews, and what they're doing is they're going out and they're targeting certain locations within the wards where we know that there's continual dumping, and we found that that's been a benefit and it's helped to keep the areas clean and tidy. We've also got a local MHRC crew, which is Mobile Household Recycling Centre, and what they do is they go to various locations within the ward and they help residents recycle and dispose of any waste that they might otherwise have dumped on the road. And we've actually found that in Hall Green South there has been a good uptake with regards to that, and the tonnage backs that up as well. We've also got leafing crews out now. As you know, with autumn gone and the leaves on virtue off the road, off the trees, we're actually cleaning the roads and we're removing the leaves as soon as we can.
Okay, thank you very much. If I just pick up on two of those, regarding the leaf crew, I've submitted a list of roads where residents have contacted me specifically about leaves on the pavement, leaves on the carriageway, blocking up gutters, causing drainage issues.
Yep.
Can I, for the record, just mention them again for the YouTube? And those ones are Coal Valley Road, Highfield Road, Tixall Road, Primrose Croft, and there's one more. But certainly those four come to mind immediately, where I've had residents say some action that needs to be taken. Robin Hood Lane as well, Robin Hood Lane. So if they haven't been done already, could we pay particular attention to those? And the second issue is CCTV cameras to deter fly tipping. I understand some cameras are going now to be installed. I've submitted 2 petitions from residents calling for them at 2 fly tipping hotspots, and that's along the Highfield Road shopping parade between Coal Valley Road and Paradise Lane, and Marion Way public open space. Just wondered what the status of that rollout of CCTV installation is, Michael.
Okay, Councillor, with regards to that, I'll find out, I'll get an update and I'll respond back directly with you. And with regards to the leaves, I'll look into that tomorrow and I'll give you an update if they haven't already been cleared, when they will be cleared for you.
I'd be very grateful, because I've got a lot of residents who are very concerned about the leaf build-up, as I say, on the pavement and on the carriageway, blocking gutters.
Not a problem, Councillor.
Okay, and yes, the petition I know has been received, both petitions, because I've got an acknowledgement. So, and I believe that we're doing something around the Green Road Ford.
Okay, Councillor.
Do you know anything about that, Michael?
I don't, not at this moment in time, Councillor, no.
Okay. Just to remind, we do have 2 other Fords in Hall Green, at Scribers Lane and Baldwin's Lane. The last 2 Fords, as Gary knows, are blocked off to vehicular traffic, but they still have vehicles go up to the bollards and dump fly tipping at both of them. So if we could look at all the Fords in Hall Green, as well as Green Road, in terms of fly tipping and measures to deter fly tipping, I'd be very, very grateful.
Okay, Councillor, I'll conduct an on-site visit myself either this week or early part of next week with regards to the locations that you gave me.
I don't think there's any need to do that, but just because it's very, what's the word? Random. You can go months without anything, and then a whole load is dumped for several weeks afterwards. But it'd just be interesting to know how much fly tipping has been dumped to those 2 Fords recently. But please don't pay a special nighttime visit, Michael. That the offer is greatly appreciated, but don't need you to go out of your way.
It's fine, Councillor, not a problem at all. At least that way I get a better knowledge myself.
Okay, indeed, the one of the MHRCs was actually located on the on by the Scribers Lane 4. That was the very first one. Okay, if there's nothing else, Michael, thank you very much indeed for that update.
Not a problem at all, Councillor. Thank you.
Okay. Item 4, the local highways update from Gary Dalton, local engineer. Gary, welcome.
Thank you, Councillor. Yeah, just a quick update on the ward minor transport measures for the last year, the 21-22 year. We're looking at double curbing measures in Barton Lodge Road at the Baldwin's Lane end. Also double curbing on Kettleston Road between Eggington and Dalbury, and also Gracemere Crescent, the top end by the pizza place. All those 3 locations have now been passed on to the contractor, and we're waiting for them to finalise start dates, etc., which will hopefully be early in the new year. And we will liaise with residents and whatever about widening drop curbs where appropriate.
Are they likely to be installed by the close of the financial year, Gary?
It is hopeful that those will be done. They'll be definitely started before then, and the majority completed. Whether they're all totally completed is another matter, but we will be started, and as I say, the vast majority will be done. Okay. Hopefully 2 of the 3 locations will have been done by then at least. Yeah, I mean, that's dependent on weather and whatever. If we have a particularly bad January, February, that might delay things. But speaking to the contractors, they're fairly confident that they'll be looking to start early January and be finished by February, March time.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. And any luck with white lining?
I'm doing no lining work at all at the moment in the area. That's still on the list. I know we've got a meeting. Is it tomorrow?
We have got a meeting tomorrow. Yes.
Yes, which hopefully we might be able to discuss the TRO that we were looking to amend on Blackburn. I think that's on the agenda, isn't it?
I don't think. I think it's more a walkabout. Right, the 9:30 meeting is a walkabout starting at Baldwin's Lane, at the Baldwin's pub.
Oh, I haven't been invited to that one.
yeah. And I've got Robert Kenner.
I mean, I've got an 11 o'clock meeting.
Yeah, no, and I've also got an 11 o'clock meeting.
Yeah, that's the one I'm invited to.
That's the one you're coming to. Right, okay, that's okay. Yeah. No, do you know Robert Kenner?
No, I don't.
Okay. I think it's him. Okay, I will send you an email, Gary. Anyway, yes, we have got that 11 o'clock meeting as well.
Yeah.
So, yes, so that where we, as you say, we can discuss that thing. So, I am sending it to you. I'm sending it to you now as we speak, Gary.
Okay.
Just to keep you in the loop.
Okay. And safe routes to school.
Yes.
As you know, there's no measures this year for the Hall Green South. There are St Ambrose Barlow and Robin Hood Academy for the Hall Green North, which have got schemes, which I know will affect some of your constituents. Those schemes are for 20-mile-an-hour zones with some cushions to try and slow traffic down, and they have just been done the formal TRO notice period. So we will be procuring and appointing a contractor soon for both of those. I know that Chilcot School has been passed on to the relevant Safe Routes to School team, who have changed their name. They're now Transport Delivery or something, Transport Development.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been passed on to them for next year's programme, and they're considering it apparently with all the other schools to decide what goes forward for next year. So hopefully Chilcot School will be included in next year's
Okay, and as I said, I like the triangle approach to be looked at. So with particular attention to where the school crossing patrol is on Baldwin's Lane, but it is a triangle, as you know, with Scribus Lane and Barton Lodge Road, and for the benefit of the school children, I think we need to look at that zone rather than one road because of the multiple entrances to Chilcot.
No, that's something we can look at once it's included in the programme and we get to meet with the school and whatever.
Okay, that's good. And anything else from a local highways perspective?
There's Highfield Road and Vauxhalls Road. I'm not sure if that junction comes into your area or not, but I know it is of concern to a lot of residents. That has been put forward as a local safety scheme for next year's programme starting March.
Yes.
Projects will be looking at that we're developing and looking at putting some measures there.
And indeed, that's one of the local centres we're talking at 11 o'clock about tomorrow.
Yeah. So that is in the local programme for next year's schemes.
Right. Okay. That's very useful to know. Just going back to Ambrose Barlow and Robin Hood Academy, do you know when the measures are likely to be installed?
It's difficult to say. They've just finished their TRO notice period, so there's no objections there. So now we probably would like to get one of them done in the February half term, because it's obviously best to do the work during the school holiday if we can. So if we can get the one done during the half term, then the other one shortly after that. Our priority would be the St Ambrose Barlow because there's more work there to get that one done during the half term holiday. So that's what we're pushing for. But the problem is that all the schools that are looking for such measures all want to be done during the school holidays, and the school holidays is only a week.
Yes.
So it's hard to get the contractors to do all the schools. But that's what I'm pushing for at the moment.
Okay, no, that's very useful. Thank you very much indeed for the update. And anything else, Gary?
Not that I can think of. I think that's about all we got at the moment. Obviously, if anyone's got any issues or anything, they can pass them on and we'll look at them and we'll see what can be done.
Yes, I always say if there are any policing, waste management or highways issues and you're watching this on YouTube and live in Hall Green South, please don't hesitate to contact me at timothy.huxtable@birmingham.gov.uk or phone my group office up on 0121 303 2130. So, but thank you very much for that presentation, Gary. I don't think that I've got any updates that haven't already been covered by Michael, Sergeant Sharma, or Gary. Other than I'm pleased to have been informed that Christmas lights are due to return to Hall Green on the Robin Hood Island and the Highfield Road, Stratford Road junction, and I was assured that they are going to be installed this week on the lamp columns. Have they told you, Gary?
No, nobody's told me anything. No.
Right, I will send you that email as well, Gary.
Okay.
This is from the city centre team at the City Council.
Yeah.
Right. There we go. So that's very, very pleasing. And the email from the city centre team reads as follows. I have managed to obtain some grant funding to purchase some new Christmas lighting features for Hall Green, and for this year only to cover the costs of installation. Attached is a plan detailing the new features and where they will be installed. And as I said, that's the Robin Hood Island and the Highfield Road, Stratford Road junction. They should be going up in the next few days, and as they get installed, they will be switched on. So that's so after much lobbying for Christmas lights to return to Hall Green, it looks as if Hall Green has been successful. So I'm really, really pleased about that. As I say, I've just sent you that email, Gary, from Mahendra at the City Centre management team. So that's it. So if there is no other business, thank you all very much indeed. And if you're watching this on YouTube, as I say, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me. And at 18:56, this concludes the meeting of the Hall Green South Ward Forum. Thank you very much.